If you are thinking of visiting one castle one day in Slovenia, then you better plan to stay for more than 1 year in the country, because altogether there are 500 castles in Slovenia. Since we are talking about a country as small as Slovenia, that works out to almost one castle every 15 miles. Hey you, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and we are doing our foodie vlog together with a visit to one of the most prominent, if not the most prominent castle in Slovenia, right here in the center of the old town of Ljubljana. With over 500 castles in the whole of the country, not all of them are in the same condition, and some of them are converted to museums and also parks, and many are in a state of disrepair. Well, out of all the castles in this country, I guess the most popular, the most famous one would be this one, the Ljubljana Castle, which was built over 900 years ago. The location of the Ljubljana Castle is unbeatable, and it stands on a 375-meter hill, and it's so prominent that you can actually see it from just about anywhere in the city. We are such lazy kids, we didn't feel like legging it from the old town all the way up to the hill, so we actually took one of those whimsical trains that drives you all the way up to the Ljubljana Castle. And after we have done with visiting the castle, we plan to take the funicular train going back down to the old city. The site of the Ljubljana Castle was originally a very modest fortress built by the Spenheim family. And the fortress, which was built by the Spenheim family, was torn down in 1335 when the Habsburgs took over Slovenia. After tearing down the old fortress, the Habsburgs started building the Ljubljana Castle to defend the city from the invasion of the Ottomans. This happened approximately during the second half of the 15th century. At various stages in the history of the country, the Ljubljana Castle acted as a military hospital, a state penitentiary, and also a quarantine center for the prisoners of war. Come, don't be shy. Join us as we go on a ramble to explore the grounds of the Ljubljana Castle. It definitely looks like a page out of a fairy tale book, doesn't it? The day seems to be a bit gloomy, and it just started to drizzle. So Junior and I, we are doing a drinks pit stop, and we don't have to go far because that's the Castle Cafe right here in the middle of the castle. And I wouldn't say no to a glass of Slovenian white wine. A little tipple of LJUBLJANA from the Murder Winery. Cheers! Let's do a bit of nosying around in the former penitentiary of the castle. Here lies the dark side of the castle's history. In the medieval times, the castle housed two prisons, one which was an open-air prison just for the peasants, and another prison, an indoor prison for the noblemen. There is also a chapel located at the bottom of the castle, right down this way. This capella or chapel is named the St. George's Chapel. The legend goes that once upon a time there was a petrifying dragon who lived under the castle, and one day a very brave knight called George came and slayed the dragon. George's very daring action helped to protect the local virgins from the dragon's hunger. Now he has a whole chapel named after him, the St. George's Chapel in Ljubljana Castle. This Gothic chapel was constructed in the 15th century, consecrated in the year of 1489 and dedicated to St. George. Later on, it adopted a Baroque style. Okay, I think I've mentioned before that I'm not a fan of climbing up towers, but I make this one an exception. We are now going to check out the lookout tower of the Ljubljana Castle, and I just can't not do this because the lookout tower is known for the magnificent bird's eye view of the city. Now, just look at this view. Time to say our goodbyes to Ljubljana Castle, and we are returning to the old town using the funicular railway. It's just a very short ride, but nonetheless an interesting one. The idea of having such a transportation system to and from Ljubljana Castle was first mooted by the then mayor of Ljubljana in the year of 1897. It took more than 1 century since the idea was first mooted, and this funicular railway system was constructed in the year of 2006. The funicular ride offers such a pretty view of the city as we head down to the lower funicular station, which is located near Crack Square. And we are going to take the opportunity for another drink stop before we head home. We are definitely ready for another thirst quencher, and after surveying all the places around this area, we decided on this charming little bar. We are here in Cafe COKL, and looking at the signboard, there's something called homemade tonic. I'm pretty intrigued and I need a real refreshing pick-me-up. This will do me. Junior, on the other hand, opted for an organic amber lager, and this one should be locally brewed. The beer monster in him gave it a big thumbs up and checking the label just to make sure that it is indeed from Slovenia. When we go on a foodie holiday, we always make sure that we go for typical local food, and that includes our beverages. Especially when it comes to the bevies like the beers and the gins. There are so many names that we can't find out in Malaysia. Even if they are available, we'll be paying through the nose for imported beers and alcohol. Ouch! It's been a relatively long day out for us, and it's time for me to sign off on this vlog. I'm Gobble Guzzle. Be kind always. Spread peace. Jumpa lagi. Bye-bye.